Hello again, my loyal viewers and newcomers alike. I am Dark Zaz, and this channel is dedicated to exploring theology through history and philosophy. I am not here to attack or discredit anybody's beliefs, only to broaden the conversation and encourage thoughtful, open-minded dialogue. Europe in the 10th century was a muddy, illiterate backwater where tolerance was a foreign concept. But then there was Al-Andalus, specifically Granada. Meet Samuel. He's Jewish, he's wealthy, and he's perfectly safe? Why? Because the Muslim Caliphate was smart. They didn't want Samuel's soul. They wanted his brain and his business. They classified him as Dhimmi. Now, modern critics would point to the Jizya tax as a sign of second-class status, but let's look at the math. Samuel pays a flat fee. In exchange, he is legally exempt from dying in the trenches for a sultan's war. He has his own courts, he has his own laws, and his own community. While Christian peasants in the north were being worked to death as serfs, paying tithes to a church that kept them in the dirt, Samuel was a silk merchant in a city with streetlights and running water. The Caliphate realized something the rest of the world hadn't. A living tax-paying minority is infinitely more valuable than a pile of charred corpses. While the rest of Europe was busy burning heretics for suggesting the earth might be round, Samuel was living in a literal intellectual powerhouse. Under Muslim rule, Jewish life didn't just survive, it exploded. We're talking about the golden age of Hebrew poetry. We're talking about Jewish viziers like Simon ibn Nagrela, who didn't just sit in a corner. He ran the kingdom's finances and commanded Muslim troops on the battlefield. This was convivencia, meaning living together. It wasn't because everyone was holding hands and singing. It was because the Islamic empires of Spain were built on merit and trade. They needed the best doctors, the best diplomats, and the best scholars. If those people happened to be Jewish or Christian, great, put them to work. The result was a civilization that was 500 years ahead of its time, while the Catholic North was still trying to figure out how to read. But the Reconquista was coming, and with it, a very different kind of God. When Ferdinand and Isabella finally took Granada in 1492, the Golden Age didn't just end, it was murdered. The Catholics didn't want your taxes. They didn't want your protected status. They wanted uniformity. Ferdinand and Isabella unleashed the Spanish Inquisition, a state-sponsored terror machine designed to sniff out impurity. They didn't just kill the infidels. They hunted the conversos, Jews who had converted to save their lives, but were still suspected of being unclean. This wasn't just a war. It was an obsession. The Inquisition used torture to extract confessions for crimes as simple as changing your bedsheets on a Friday or refusing to eat pork. If you were caught, you were paraded through the streets in a sanbenito, a tunic of shame, before being burned alive in a public spectacle called the auto de fe, literally meaning act of faith. Catholics were so thorough in their massacre that they effectively gutted their own middle class, trading their most educated citizens for the smell of burning flesh. The tragedy of 1492 wasn't just the edict of expulsion. It was the sheer blinding stupidity of it. As Samuel fled for his life, he was stripped of his gold and his property. The Catholic monarch stole his home to fund their wars. But they couldn't steal what was inside of his head. The Jews fled to the Ottoman Empire, where the Sultan literally sent ships to pick them up. Laughing at the Spanish king for being so foolish, the Ottomans took the doctors, the printers, and the scientists that Spain had cleansed from their country. Spain achieved its purity and became a land of one religion, one thought, and very quickly, a collapsing economy. By hunting down their minorities, the Catholic monarchs didn't just kill people, they killed the very engine that made Spain so great. They traded the vibrant multicolored tapestry of Al-Andalus for a monochrome wasteland of religious fanaticism. The lesson: the infidel caliphate built a civilization by opening its doors. The pious Catholics destroyed one by closing them. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. and I will see you in the shadows that history has tried so hard to forget.